Welcome to another episode of Sports and Discourse with your host, Derek Stevenson. And guys, coming off of a 3 game losing streak, it's safe to say that Kentucky was in a must win situation against South Carolina on the road. And I was confident that we could pull this off, but Kentucky made it interesting. Um, the score is not really indicative of how this game went. We pulled it out 72-63, but it was a lot closer than that. Kentucky played a pretty rough basketball game. We shot 39% from the field. We only shot 28 from three. We had 14 total turnovers. Only thing we did really well, in my opinion, was we rebounded the ball. I'm sorry, pretty good, and fortunately, we just outlasted South Carolina. But neither one of the teams played particularly well. Um, and we didn't get much from Otega Owe. This was probably one of the worst games that he's played in a Kentucky uniform. 37 minutes, and he was 3 for 13 from the field with only 8 points and 4 rebounds. We need we need that 20, that guaranteed 20. We need that from Otega going forward. And pretty much every game from here on out, I feel like is a must-win game for Kentucky. We still have a couple of tough matchups left. We got Vanderbilt and Florida again. Um, so we need to pull out, in my opinion. We need to get at least one of those. Uh, that will be very helpful with seeding with the tournament. The SEC tournament is going to be tough too, but we need to win at least one or maybe 2 games in that as well, in my opinion. But overall, we had some pretty solid performances from guys like Denzel Aberdeen. He had himself a game, 19 points, 4 for 6 from three. So he was definitely he was hooping. Colin Chandler had a couple big shots down the stretch, um, added 10 points as well. And Malachi Moreno gave us another solid performance, 11 rebounds with 8 points. Mo Diabate gave us 12 points. And, we usually don't count on him to score, but he was definitely giving us some nice baskets, especially towards the end of the game. And Yelovich chipped in with 11 points. Let's get to the highlights and see what we saw and what we liked in this game, because I feel like Kentucky still got a long way to go. But we gotta get to the point where we don't give the ball away as much. The unforced errors is what's getting me. I seen a lot of plays where we just were rushing. That was a good sequence right there, and that's what we need more of. We need guys moving, and we need good passes, like key positions, like our key possessions, like that, where guys is taking good shots, guys is in motion, going to the basket. That was a tough shot by Otega. South Carolina played some solid D, and we just made a play. And then, like I said, Mo was making some plays. We normally don't look for him to be an offensive guy, but he definitely was chipping in and gave us some nice buckets. Aberdeen, man, he's been playing pretty consistently of late. He struggled a little bit in the beginning of the season, and it's kind of been unfortunate for him because I think he was under the impression he was going to be off the ball, and he's had to do a lot of the ball handling, a lot of the facilitating. Um, and you can tell he's a offensive minded player, but he's doing the best he can, running the team and getting buckets as well. Yelovich played pretty good. He just shot the three ball bad. But he's one of those guys that could be a X factor for us, a guy that teams may not see coming, but has the capability to give us a spark. He's got some versatility. He just needs to be more consistent, man. But in due time. But we need him. These last 3 or 4 games of the season, we need as much as we can get from everybody. Nice drive by Otega. Like I said, he didn't really have a great game. He probably had one of his worst games as a Wildcat. Um, strong bucket by Aberdeen right there. And we need more defensive possessions like that, in my opinion. Like, we just gotta create some turnovers, and because Kentucky's a good transition team. They're not, the greatest on-ball half-court defensive team, but when they get some turnovers and they get to running, they can make some stuff happen. And Chandler with the confidence to just let it fly from deep. And see what I'm saying? When we get out in transition, we can make some stuff happen. Another run out play at the end of the game to wrap it up. Like I said, Kentucky still got a lot of work to do, man, and the season's about over. And I just would like to see us be a little bit more focused, making less unforced errors. We gotta treat every possession like it's the last possession, and you just gotta be more focused. That's one of the things. Like I know Jasper Johnson didn't get to play much. He only clocked 8 minutes. And I think one of the things is I think Mark Pope just doesn't necessarily trust his decision making right now. He has some moments where he can be like explosive offensively. Not the greatest on defense, but like I said, none of them are really playing excellent defense. Some of them are playing average defense, and some of them are playing below average defense, in my opinion. But I think it's the turnovers and stuff like that. That's what I feel like we have to clean up. We got to get that assist to turnover ratio down. I think we had 14 assists. Let me check real quick. I believe we had 14 assists. No, we had 15 assists, but we had 14 turnovers. So basically, every time we making a good play, we making a bad play. We had 8 steals, but so did they. So cancel out that. Like I said, one of the things we did good was we did rebound the ball well. But we just shot bad, shot terrible from the 3. And going forward, we're just going to have to be more focused. We're going to have to have better possessions. But anyways, we ain't going to spend too much time on this game. Like I said, this one was an ugly one. But it was necessary. We needed it. It was must win, in my opinion. And we just have to accept that we didn't play well, but we got one on the road. And we just got to prepare for Vandy. We got to get ready for Florida A&M. So, like I said, I think we at least, these last 3 games, we at least got to win one more. And I would like to see us win 1 or 2, possibly, in the SEC tournament, at least 1. Because I feel like we at least got to win another 2 games this season. So, anyways, we wrap it up right there. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. How do you grade this performance? Like I said, we just barely got the job done, but at this point in the season, I got to take what I can get and just hope that we can get a couple more. But anyways, you let me know what you think in the comments. We'll get back at it next time. Sports and Discourse with Derek Stevenson.